Hi guys, it's Ella. So today I'm doing my BookCon book haul, my box. My box has finally gotten here. I sent it media mail to myself. And so it just took forever to get here. It is chewed up and it's seen better days. But my books are okay, so that's fine. Pretty much gonna show you everything that's in the box. I was pretty much in a hurry when I was packing this just because we were in the post office in Manhattan. I mean, I have better things to do. So the first thing right on top is the Strand bookstore tote. I had to get one. Can you see that? There we go. I had to get one just because when you're at the Strand, any self-respecting booktuber knows what the Strand in New York City is, and I did go on Sunday. And so there are books from the Strand in here too, so kind of a combined book haul. The next one is an Epic Reads tote. It says Harper on the other side. They were giving totes out and I had so many books. I was like, okay, let's do it. Even though I had a backpack on, just for the record. All right, the first one right off the top is The School of Good and Evil, A World Without Princes by Soman Chainani. And this is the second book in the series. It's signed. Yay. This I kind of stumbled upon randomly. I was going to another signing and the line to the Jalen signing, and it was so redonkulously that I was just not having any of it, so I went into this one. This is a middle grade about magic and all sorts of stuff. I actually just looked under the dust jacket. Yes, very nice. And it has the nice deckled edges. I am planning on getting the first one and then reading these two bad boys. It looks really fun, and one of the girls that I talked to in line said that it was amazing. The next one in here is actually another middle grade, and that is The Voyage of Lucy P. Simmons, Lucy at Sea by Barbara Mariconda. And this I don't know a whole lot about. I know that it is another middle grade. Also pretty under the dust jacket. It's, I'm guessing, Stories of Lucy. Oh, and this one is also signed. The author was very sweet. She was super nice. So, always a good time. This is Across the Mekong River by Elaine Russell. And this is an adult novel. It is also signed by the author. It is a fictional story. I'm not exactly 100% positive what it's about. I did read the synopsis. It was a while ago. It was a week ago, and then yeah. But I'm really looking forward to it. I know it's something to do with traveling, I believe. The next one is Gravediggers, Terror Cove by Christopher Cravatin. Now this is the author that wrote Venomous, and so I thought he would be signing something else, but he was signing these. This is the second book in his Gravediggers trilogy, and this is, I'm sorry, can we take a moment? It says, Ella, eat the living. Love, for the record. It's pretty self-explanatory, zombies, gore, middle grade, awesome. Next, I went into the signing for I Hunt Killers by Barry Lyga. And while I already own this book, this one is signed. So now I have a signed copy and a non-signed copy. I was under the impression that he was going to be signing The Game, which is the second book in the series, but if you call it settling, then I'm settling. Keep in mind, some of these books I don't know what they're about just because at BookCon people are just like, take these, here, have them. The next one is World of Trouble by Ben H. Winters, and this is a mystery. That's all I know. It's an adult mystery, and that's it. Next one is The Living by Matt de la Pena, and this is also signed. And this is a survival story. It is an adult book. The little thing here says, the fight begins when you survive. It's a guy on a ship and he gets shipwrecked somewhere, I believe. It looks really interesting, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be fast-paced and lots of action, so... Oh god, so many books. Next up, we have Cozy Classics, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. And these are children's books, and they're by Jack and Holman Wang, and these are awesome. I kind of stumbled upon this signing very randomly. We went to the ticketing booth, and these are the tickets that they had, and the guy was like, do you want them? And we were like, all right, I guess. And these are an amazing concept. Basically, they're stories for kids told with one word. And these are made by the author and his brother, and they're photographed, and just, these are such a great concept for kids. And they are both signed on the back, actually. This one is too. So I think these are a great idea if you have kids. They have 8 different ones on the back here listed. So if you've got kids, they're definitely good to look into. Next up, I actually have a Christmas book, but that is a-okay. And that's Santa Claus's Short Poems from the North Pole by Bob Rotzka. And this is a really cool book. It is also signed. I had him sign it for my son. And this is actually, there's like days of the month. Can you see that? I hope you can. Days of the month, and there's little short stories, and it's all illustrated very beautifully. And even though it's a Christmas book, I mean, Christmas comes every year. Next, I accidentally got, literally accidentally, got an ARC of Not My Father's Son, a memoir by Alan Cumming. I'm not sure how I got my hands on this. I don't know how I got it, but I'm excited about it. And it's not signed or anything. They were just giving them out at the booth, so, or at a booth, and somehow I magically managed to snag 2. One for me and one for one of my friends that was there. So I'm actually looking forward to reading this. The more I kind of find out about what it's about and all that, the more I'm interested in reading it. And then I also got some random like chapter things. This is like a sampler of the book or whatever, and this is Griffins Food, a love story saga. Everybody knows what this is about, and I can't tell if it's like the whole thing because this is pretty big, but I doubt it. And then Top Shelf Kids Club, and that is also a graphic novel. And then I also got V-Wars, and this is by Jonathan Mayberry, and he's actually the one that signed it. I was hunting Jonathan Mayberry around the whole BookCon because I wanted to meet him because I do own some of his books, and he was so nice, so incredibly nice. And he signed this for me. You could also buy these things there. This is, I believe, a sampler of it, but he was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and sign it, no big deal, because I was laughing that I was hunting him around the whole BookCon, which, not creepy at all, right? So these 2 books are actually from the first booth that I went to. I beelined it as soon as I walked into BookCon, and they're also the only 2 books that I bought from the entire pile that I just showed you, and that is Splintered by A.G. Howard and Unhinged by A.G. Howard. To be fair, I paid $14 for both of these books, so I was on board. When usually the hardcover itself is $18. And she did sign it. And this one too. The post-it note is still in there. But these are like Alice in Wonderland type stories, and like the print in this one is purple. And the print in this one is also purple, which I think is just great. I also got, along with the A.G. Howard thing, and this kind of got a little smushed in the box. Thank you very much, USPS. But it's the poster of the 3rd book, and that one is also signed over here in the corner. She signed that one too. She asked me, she was like, hey, you want a poster? I was like, all right. And she was like, you want me to sign it? And I was like, yeah. So she signed it, and she was like, all right. She was super nice as well. There was a huge line to go see her, and it was a good time. Apparently, she is from Texas. Learn something new every day. Just like everybody else, I got, you know, bookmarks and an obscene amount of other stuff that's also in the box. I'm not going to show you any of that stuff because you don't care. As well, you shouldn't. But I am going to show you what I got at the Strand. I got 4 books at the Strand, and I'm sure you've heard everybody say that the books at the Strand are super cheap, and they are correct. I bought all of these. They're all hardcovers and they're all $9, and they're pretty new releases. So first I got Ruins by Dan Wells, and this is the 3rd book in the partial sequence. But I'm really excited to have this, and I think the best part about it is that I have a story attached to it as well. I can always be like, I got this book in New York City. Next up, I got Infinite by Jodi Meadows. And this is the 3rd book in the Incarnate trilogy. I actually own both of the book 1 and book 2 in this trilogy, so this was the only one that I needed. And look under the dust jacket. So pretty. Then I got 3 by Kristen Simmons, and this is book 3 in the Article 5 trilogy. And so this was the last one that I needed, and so now I have it. Now I can just marathon the whole thing. I am actually pretty darn excited about this. Oh, it's just gray under there. And the last book I actually have a story about. I was asking one of the girls there if they had a specific book, and she's like, oh, I think we have it. Well, at least we did before all the vloggers came in. I just thought that was funny because the booktuber meetup at the Strand was on Saturday. I was there on Sunday, and the staff was just bitter. And I thought that was just hilarious, but all right. But she actually recommended this book to me. It's Say What You Will by Cami McGlovern, I think. And I have no idea what this book is about. She was like, it's amazing, you need to read it if you read YA. And I was like, all right, I'll take it. So there we go. That is an obscene amount of books. It's 16 books. I just counted them. That's a lot, not to mention all the other stuff. So that's all the books that I shipped myself back from New York City. Let me know if you want to see any of these books reviewed, or if you've heard anything about the ones that I'm not too familiar about, or anything like that. I hope you enjoyed this haul. I hope you have a great night, and I will see you soon. Bye!